Hello. We have a little bit of downtime here.
I'm back to normal.
Back to normal. How does it feel being released from the suit?
It was amazing. That thing was. It actually wasn't that uncomfortable, but I looked like pretty ridiculous.
Have you ever worn a suit like that before?
No.
Have you ever worn?
Never again.
No.
What's your favorite Halloween costume?
Yeah, have you ever dressed up as something fantastical for Halloween? Like something over the top.
Or just for fun, you know?
Just for...
Have you ever dressed up in a full-body fur costume, Fog?
No, I can't say
Why
that I
would you
have.
do that? That's furries, isn't it? That's what they do.
Just asking. I
mean,
just wanted to get to know
Before
Fog.
that's an NA thing, isn't it?
That's an NA.
We don't have those in Europe.
I'll let you
Guys,
continue this conversation in a second.
All right, go
Please
ahead.
send us all your questions about furries. Fogg will answer.
No, but please send us all your questions nonetheless. Doesn't have to be about furries. Hashtag DreamLeague or at DreamHack Dota. That's where you can ask us questions. And we do have a little bit of time before the next series starts, so please make sure that we have something to talk about. Just ask us a couple of questions. Please.
Prince of Persia.
Now also, there's a new collection of DreamHack gear that you can get yourself.
Hey.
It is at store.dreamhack.com.
Top of the morning
make
to
sure
you.
to check that out because it got some nice goodies. I like that hat.
I'll tip off my baseball cap to you, my lady.
The more you buy, the more freebies you get.
Oh. Nothing more educated than a hat tip.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Does that work in the club?
Yeah.
You know, you put on a DreamHack baseball cap and you're good to go.
That's
There
where
you
my
go.
game came from.
That's,
I hit up the club in my fedora, give
Yeah.
it a good tip.
Oh, that's
And
good
then
because
I-
I'm messing Chelsea right now.
Have you
I
ever
dance
actually
with
worn a
DDR.
fedora? Have you ever?
No, you
do you have a
dance with
fedora?
No, I wish.
You-
Actually,
Do you have? You don't have a fedora?
I don't know if it counts. So like Indiana Jones's hat is technically a fedora.
Is it? No.
That's like.
It's like a cowboy hat.
Yeah,
Yo, we got Jimmy Neutron in the question, guys.
Oh, shit.
God.
If Dota heroes lived on Earth, which hero would be from Sweden? Hashtag ban Jimmy.
Probably. I don't know. Which hero would be from Sweden?
Crystal Maiden would be from the north of Sweden.
That's a good one.
Ymir.
Tusk.
Sven is also a Swedish name.
I mean, Clockwork builds stuff like cogs, so it'd be good at IKEA.
Wow, now that's just offensive.
Got him.
That's not offensive. IKEA is a prominent Swedish brand.
I have an IKEA glass right here, and on the bottom it says made in Russia, so I'm not
Is
sure
that an
about
IKEA glass?
Yeah, it says IKEA
How
on
do
the
you know it's an
bottom.
IKEA glass?
Because it says so on the button. It also says made in Russia.
How do you know you're not reading it backwards and that's actually Aikai, which is the Norwegian furniture brand that competes with IKEA?
Thank you. Thank you, production. Summed up those feelings nicely.
Where's Tusk from? Because he's got that accent.
Either
It's not
me-
Swedish, but...
He's from the same place as Crystal Maiden.
He's from the Viking lands.
He's from the Middle
Viking
East,
lands.
isn't he,
It's
Tusk?
Tusk.
No, eat a tusk. Ymir.
I
Ymir.
don't know the
North
language.
Pole.
Yeah.
Eat a tusk.
Eat him. I don't think it's any. It's not an accent, is it? It's not.
Yeah, he does have an
This
accent.
guy always,
No, it
asks,
is
this
an
guy
accent,
always
but it's
asks
not-
questions. I feel like we
Alright.
always get him.
Yeah.
we
Why
do,
do you
we'll get
think
Mr.
some
Elchupa.
heroes
Yeah.
so popular in some regions but not in others? Hashtag DreamLeague.
Because of the region lock, really. You know, Valve have recently implemented certain regions just don't have access to certain heroes.
Thank you,
We just
Owen.
haven't realized it yet. You know, in China they're trying to pick NA Abaddon, but it's just not there. It's banned. You got to pay for that.
It's not true.
It's about their playstyle, right? I mean, Russian CIS guys always prefer people that are heavily team fight. They prefer control and capitalizing on positioning mistakes because that's how they play. You pick heroes based on what you find in pubs, and pubs are based around how people play with each other in regions. So that would be it, I guess.
And that in combination with that, a meta normally evolves with people playing each other. Like if you have a tournament, normally a tournament has its own kind of meta. That's the same thing what happens in regions because people generally play against other people from that same region. There's like separate little meta thing evolving there and people react to each other and they don't have the outside influences from the other regions to react to that as well.
What's interesting though is when you have like teams where a guy will go from like let's say Southeast Asia to China or something, or like on Team Secret, they kind of ignore their home metas though, which is weird too. Because like even though they'll be really good at playing certain heroes, you won't sometimes when they join a new team, they lose that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
To me, I wonder
That's
why.
true.
Because you know you practice all the time at home for years, and then Captain says no more.
I think that's also to do with how vocal you are as a player, though. Like, if you are a captain from Asia that goes to play in Europe with a team, then he sure is going to be a little bit more vocal than, for example, an MP.
Brain blast. All right.
If Jimmy Neutron was a hero, why do you like Mustard?
I mean, was Jimmy Neutron really a hero? Didn't his mission fail at the end of the day? He managed to send a large quantity of underage children into space that never returned. I mean, that's not really a successful space mission, really. If NASA did that, they'd probably get in trouble with Child Protection Agency.
Very well analyzed.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Great answer.
That's your answer.
Yeah. What a great question as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that Jimmy Neutron question,
It never would have brought up Jimmy Neutron if I didn't mention the hair poking out of your cap.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
It was your fault, Fog.
Someone said Jimmy Neutron, though.
That was me.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Damn it.
I mean, what other hair would that be if it wasn't Jimmy Neutron?
That was just like a, I don't know, like a 90s kind of thing that
Yeah, but
people
how
would
do you
right?
call
Jimmy
that?
Neutron
Did you
was
have
in
a name?
90s.
No, I'm saying like the cat that looked
Oh,
like
the
a
cap,
backwards
the
cap
the hair
with
going through the
The
hole.
hair sticking out.
Yeah.
There's a name for that.
I don't think Jimmy Neutron actually ever wore a cap in any of the 57 episodes they made, actually. So.
57. Oh yeah, you looked all this
No.
up before. That's right.
Was that 57?
There was, including a couple of Christmas specials. Actually, that's excluding them. 59 were those.
What came first, chicken, egg, or meme?
Kill me.
Didn't we already answer this
We
question?
already answered
You
this
get this one a lot.
All right.
Think
I
we
don't
always
know,
say
even
meme.
know why people have problems with this question. It had to have been the egg. A small mutation in the egg forming a chicken from a dinosaur.
A dinosaur.
A dinosaur.
Something that wasn't a chicken.
Right. What
Some
you
of
would-
us believe in greater power, Slack.
We
that
do.
planted the chicken on the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Have you
So it was
not
a meme.
read, like, you know, the Bible, wasn't it day one the chicken was made, then the egg was made day two? There we go. The chicken came first.
Day
Got
3,
him.
they hopped on a ship for a nice little cruise.
Yeah.
A nice
Yeah,
little
they had the
Nice
ark,
little
didn't they? They had
cruise.
2 chickens, 2 eggs of every kind,
Yeah.
rolling on in pairs.
And that was the meme after all.
That was the meat.
The meme was the sweet little boat ride. Thanks, everyone. We solved the mystery. I love my life.
More questions.
I love more questions, please.
They can be about Dota as well, you know.
Which is the next series? SG Cole?
SG Cole.
So the money match. Playing for the money.
The money match.
The money match.
Oh yeah.
What, Fog? If you had to be one thing at a circus, what would you be, buddy?
And why would it not be a clown?
Would you be the lion?
No.
What would you be in
Wouldn't
a...
you want to just be one of the people that like you tame the lion kind of thing, like someone with power?
No, they're the
A
people
lion
that die.
tamer?
don't they?
That's
If
a
you're a
dangerous
lion tamer,
job.
your life is on
I
the
would
line.
like to be the person that swings from the things.
They die too.
Trapeze
They
artist.
die as well. Trapeze
I mean,
artists.
that's
no
my
one
concern.
said joining the
I'll be
circus
the
was a safe
ringmaster.
idea.
The ringmaster.
The ringmaster is the
Ticket
is
salesman.
a jerk. He gotta order everybody around.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
Sounds-
it's the
sounds
safest
great.
job.
That sounds
It's
pretty
the
good.
safest
Perfect.
job.
The person who rides the elephants. I think that would be cool.
Oh,
yeah,
That's
elephant
abuse.
trainer.
Used
Hey,
to
you know
poor
what?
elephants.
You're in a circus.
Not
You're working at a
all-
circus. That's like
Not all
you're in the
elephants are
industry of
abused.
abuse at
Fair
that
enough.
point.
Fair enough.
I knew the girl who worked at the medieval fair in my
medieval?
hometown, and she took care of the elephants, and she said their elephants were very happy.
How did she know?
Because she worked with the elephants, and
And she was an elephant herself.
she was born from elephant. Her parents were elephants. No, they said they had
I'm
an
pretty sure that's
elephant
illegal.
expert come in
Don't
and
try
make
and
sure the
mix with
elephants were
elephants.
happy. Did you know, fun fact, that elephants have a little gland on the side of their heads where you would have like a normal human ear, and it leaks whenever they feel emotion. That's how they show emotion.
That's
They're
disgusting.
Hey, I've got one of those between my legs.
yeah. Thank God. Anyway, so it could be happy, it could be sad, but if you ever
They
see
have
it-
that behind their ear. I
well,
mean,
no,
that's,
it's on the
a little
side of their
awkward,
head.
place.
really.
That's a
So if
weird
you
place.
see an elephant with a bunch of liquid coming from the side of its face, it's feeling heavy emotion.
Is
And
it
if looks-
crying?
well, it depends. If
How do you
it-
know what emotion it is?
Well, if it's doing something sad, like walking people around on its back, it's probably not super happy.
But what if it likes carrying people around on its back?
Well, I'm sure there's other ways you could tell, but
Is it a different color when you're happy or you're sad?
listen, no,
Is it
it's
a
not like a
different smell?
neon. It doesn't like have like pink for happiness.
Color
all
code
right?
the emotions.
It's just a little fact. If you're wondering if that elephant is happy, check out that gland. See
But
if
you don't
he's-
know if it's happy or sad. But you do know if it shows emotion. Where's another question? If Jimmy Neutron
was ignoring this
was
one,
in
I think.
Dota, what would his skills be?
Well, it would be, what was it?
Blast off?
Think,
There
think,
would be-
think, Brain Blast.
Brain blast would
Which
be
I'm
the
pretty
ult.
sure in today, that's probably quite offensive, really. I mean, having a brain blast is like actually a serious thing. So don't go and be Jimmy Neutron at home, kids.
I believe
That's
they
a
call
dangerous
that
thing.
a stroke.
If I was having a brain
Yeah.
blast, I would hope I would be taken to A&E. Yeah, that's not some kind of special power. It's a bit dangerous. And what was the other thing?
Grandpa had
What was
a
the
brain blast. He's no longer with us.
She's Jimmy Neutron. She's. But what else did he say? No.
Okay, he's
I got a blast.
Why do we have to talk about this?
I don't
We've just
know.
been asked
Can we
by.
please not talk about
Owen
Jimmy
has like the whole-
goddamn Neutron?
Owen has the whole Wikipedia page like opened up over there. He's doing research.
There we go.
There you go.
Ooh.
Has anyone really been far? What? Can you read this for me, Owen?
Has anyone really been far, even has decided to use even go want to do look more like?
Yeah.
Hashtag Dream
Someone
DH
has.
DreamLeague.
Oh, I know this. Soon Sorrento. I know this person.
Yeah.
They were in your chat.
Oh.
Oh?
Is he?
I remember him saying something in your chat. I do remember that name.
Was this
Ah.
him saying that? Was it the same amount of grammar mistakes as
I don't think
he
so.
does here? No?
Has anyone really been far, even as decided to use even go on to do more look like?
I believe that's a question asked in Scottish, I think.
4chan from
4chan
10
from
years
10 years ago.
Yep. The
4chan 10 years ago was a dark place.
That was a very
It
dark
was.
place.
Is it not a dark
I think
place
if you
now?
went to 4chan 10 years ago, you're probably on some kind of list. So
True that.
Why is it not a dark place now?
it's a happy place now.
Are you sure?
It's much less
Designed for
dark as the
children.
rest. It's designed for children.
I wouldn't go that far.
What, inadvertently?
Oh, it depends on which forum you're on.
Goddamn slack. That's not appropriate.
Not appropriate.
So in case
But a
you guys
great
are
question.
wondering why
Thank
we're
you.
talking about random things is because this was a little bit of a break we had before our second series of the night. Complexity versus SG Esports will happen very, very shortly. We'll have a short break, but we'll be right back with more Dota 2.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I told you it was a short break.
Thanks for that dramatic zoom in while I was yawning. Good stuff.
So yeah, Complexity, SG Esports. Unfortunately, both these teams do not have a chance to make it to DreamHack Atlanta to be in the LAN finals because it's either going to be Team Freedom or Thunderbirds who are going to join Secret, Liquid, and Vega Squadron there. But that doesn't mean that they don't want to play, because they do want to play. There is money on the line. Every game here at DreamLeague League Play is worth $1,000 if you win, and that means yes, you play like an hour, sometimes shorter. I mean, we saw Thunderbirds win in 15 minutes early today. It was maybe about 20. 20 minutes, $1,000 is not bad.
Hell yeah. Now, usually on these games, we say, okay, this is the series where they're going to goof around, have a little fun, do some experimenting. I don't think so this time. I think they're going to try hard because both these teams have been getting spanked all tournament. They've both had some emotional damage. So it's about time for one of them to win in a good form. I think they're going to try super hard.
Yeah, Cull's a team that, like, you know, like they've got an image that they, like a brand with their team, and they don't, I think their sense of pride is not going to want to get beat down time and time again. They just got 0-2 pretty embarrassingly. They're not going to go 0-2 again. Yeah, I kind of agree. They may do some weirdish picks, but they're definitely going to be try-harding.
I'm expecting to see some Nagas, some Alchemist, some we have to win this game heroes. I can't afford to lose heroes.
Stop, please.
I'm sorry,
No
but
Nagas.
that's
No,
what I
don't.
feel like. I feel like it's coming.
Okay.
We have some MVPs as well. You guys can choose your vote during the game. It goes per game, so after the game we'll let you see what the votes results are. Or were, rather. Complexity and SG Esports, the way you vote is your hashtag and then the player name in the Twitch chat. And remember, it's an MVP vote, most valuable player. Has nothing to do with who you like most or
Let's
which
go
character you
melons.
want to,
I mean,
want to see more of.
Window melons!
Balloons!
Come on, baby!
Well,
There you go.
Yeah.
The God himself. Look at him. The confidence.
If anything, Melons is quite the cheerleader for his team, I want to say. So I think in a game like this, he's going to be
Cheerleader.
really, yeah, the mental motivator.
Okay.
Emotional motivator.
But also,
He's
like, he's
cheerleader.
also on the playing field out there playing Dota as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
too.
but I
Okay.
mentioned that before. You know, the emotional motivator.
He's
The
like
guy
a
that says, like,
cheerleader.
the guy that decides, you know, there's no playing around. Sure, we didn't make it to Atlanta, but we're gonna
Okay.
make sure that, you know, we're gonna come in hard and we're gonna own this.
It's
SG though.
It's more like the captain though. Like I feel like
Yeah, that's no.
in my
no.
mind, I hear cheerleader, and I think the person who's not playing there, like on the bench, and like you have a cheer squad, they're making pyramids, you know.
Well, yeah, but it's
Go
like,
team, go!
You never heard that story about the football player that got hurt and then the cheerleader came and joined the team and won the big touchdown?
I'm not.
No, because that never happened.
I was gonna say that's a nice movie plot you got
Yeah.
there, but it never happened.
What would that movie
Straight
be
to
called?
Hollywood.
The beefiest cheerleader. Right?
No, but I mean,
Not a good title.
I could have said emotional motivator, but it's kind of the same. You don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be on the sidelines just because you're a cheerleader. Do you?
I think actually that is the definition of a cheerleader. But
No,
I know
the
where you're
cheerleader
going
is
with.
you're the leader of the cheers. Doesn't mean you can't be playing at the same time.
Okay, I'll let you have this one. I don't.
Swiss is a great guy. I love that he's in the Dota scene.
Yeah.
He's such an iconic like player. He's
Oh,
absolutely great to watch.
my boy!
That picture.
That
damn.
godlike
Oh, yeah.
picture.
He's he's gonna be the
That's
one to captain
straight-
the SG squad to try and get some points on the board, because even
Oh,
like
yeah.
complexity. I mean, they had a win yesterday. SG is not gonna win yet, so today's the day that they should be wanting to make it happen, needing to make it happen as well. Last chance.
Cat's a serious guy. When I met him over in Kiev, we were doing a lot of the side content and stuff. And the entire time, he did the content, and he wasn't mad, but he was just like, okay, done. We should go back to practice. And I was like, oh, one more question. And he's like, very well. Can we practice now? I was like, you'll get there, Cat. Homie wants to win. All right?
Yeah.
He is the buckled down
Eye on the prize.
leader of cheers on that team, I would say.
Doesn't sound very cheerful.
I was
from
gonna say, I would say, like he's the
Scripted.
leader of the Dota. I will have the Dota mind, but I feel like in terms of emotional motivator, King RD is probably a little bit of a better.
Absolutely.
Like he's a little bit of a more of a goofball in that case.
He just pushes his taunt button, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna win," you know.
See?
Yeah.
That's hype. That's hype. So, but what are we expected to see here? Because we have seen a lot of crazy stuff already today. When I say crazy stuff, I mean Zeus by Complexity and Gyrocops earlier by Thunderbirds. But what I kind of was still expecting to see is, for example, Complexity Lishrak. For example, an Abaddon.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we have only seen Abaddon banned so far these 2NA days. But what kind of heroes are we thinking of seeing?
Bristleback's being ignored. That's I think
Yeah.
a bit of a surprise. Treant kind of got ignored the last series, so there's been a few heroes that you'd think are kind of that top creme of the creme of heroes, and they're just not being picked up.
But why?
I don't have the answer to that, Shiva. I'm not sure. I don't.
Well,
I wish I did know. Like the teams obviously have some different ideas, and
Yeah.
I think with Thunderbirds, the why is because they were experimenting with new picks. With Complexity, I think it's because they felt like they had a different direction they could go. But I think Bristle and Treant and Io are still very, very top tier heroes.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see them in this series, right? They're strong heroes. Everybody
Yeah.
knows it. Probably first bans, IOs, first picks, Bristles. I'll say could be wrong, though. The boys from SG, there's some jolly boys. Maybe we'll see some crazy stuff.
Well, yesterday they tried the global strat.
Yeah,
it was
that,
them, right? That tried it.
that was
They just
something.
brought for Spectre. Didn't end up working out at
That was
all.
a bit of a desperation move.
You
though.
know what they were lacking though?
What?
Maybe they wanted to have Nature's Prophet, Spectre, Zeus more global. It wasn't
Whoa.
global enough.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Sounds
And
like
the
a,
AA.
And
Whoa.
yes,
Yeah.
support.
sounds like
Bring
a
it
pretty
back.
great way to lose a game in 15 minutes. That sounds amazing.
That's true.
Let's go, SG!
I don't know. It's tricky because we've seen yesterday 4 games from SG, and in all games they were kind of looking for their style, but they didn't really settle on anything. And then looking back at Kiev Major, they were doing so well. It feels like something happened in between where they completely lost, well, you know, what they're good at or something.
Maybe it's that, but maybe it's that teams took a chance to look at them before, right? I mean, remember how underestimated they were by community and players alike coming from South America. I feel like they had time, teams had time to look at their drafts, look at their style, and be like, okay, well, it seems like they're always trying to fight. If we can just sneak one lone druid off to go farm, then we're going to win. So after that was figured out, then we saw that desperation play coming out with the global strat. Maybe SG has figured out that people have figured them out, maybe not.
Well, we're gonna figure out what they have figured out in the meantime, because it's time for us to figure out what the draft's gonna be. Let's go to the war room.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so we did have Darkseer grabbed for Complexity. Did we see the Jakiro banned out? No, not yet.
Not
so
yet.
Complexity will probably grab that one. I've got Darkseer here.
5 seconds remaining.
Got a whole assortment of goodies.
What are you holding? You're holding so many.
I'm holding 4.
Reserve time.
Okay, which 4?
One of them got banned already, so. Okay, so I had Sanking held as well.
I got Sanking.
With Crystal Maiden.
Turn to pick.
And then we have Jakiro probably getting picked up from Complexity with the Darkseer, I'm assuming.
Oh, Fogged. If you
Let's
get
see.
this right, this
Oh,
is a quad
Fogged.
prediction, buddy.
What? Dude, they picked it like every game.
Oh, Fogged. What if this happens?
Okay, so I'm putting it down now. Okay, that's good.
Radiant team.
Sorry,
Change up
Fogged.
a little bit.
That's very anticlimactic, you guys.
You didn't break the record of predictions ever.
Oh my
A
goodness.
single analyst.
GG.
Good try.
No re.
The tuple is broken.
I like this though. Different approach completely to the last series that we saw
10
coming up in
seconds
Complexity.
remaining.
Ember Spirit?
Yep. With Darkseer, so they had a kind of like an enrage for the Ember. Good Ion Shell carrier. Both heroes very good versus,
Radiant team
well,
back.
Ember Spirit pretty good versus Sanking. Of course, Sanking is a disable, but the root versus Sanking is a really good mechanic.
Yeah, sure.
The Clinks band.
Thanks,
They got some
Band.
nightmares from
Clinks band.
Complexity just now. Sorry, from
10
Thunderbird.
seconds remaining.
My God.
Yes.
EG's or SG's like, what the hell?
5
Yeah. What?
Well, Clinks versus Darkseer, right? That's one of the... It was like the old school kind of way
Sure.
to deal with Darkseer, having that ranged
Reserve
hero,
time.
not to suffer versus Ion Shells at all.
Because we really saw that working out against for Complexity. Oh, actually, it did. Yeah, never mind.
Sure.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
it
right.
did. It did work
yes,
out, yeah.
It did work out. You're right. I
Turn
totally.
to ban.
Yeah, scratch that. Take that off the record.
There forever.
No.
All right, Lifestealer gonna get banned out there. Interesting. I mean, Lifestealer is pretty good with the Darkseer, and you
10
already have your
seconds
delivery
remaining.
vehicle, so sure, get rid of that nonsense.
5 seconds remaining.
Interesting. Let's see. You know, we do see the Omni Knight come out sometimes against the
Reserve
CM
time.
and Sand King combo to kind of mitigate that magical damage. You think we might be seeing it again?
We usually see it ran in off lane though, right?
Yeah.
And it's like Darkseer's already picked up, so...
Good point. Good point.
I do love me some Omni Knight though, so that's not...
Oh yeah. And a silence.
Silencer
Oh,
ban as
that
well.
is that's telling, guys.
Ooh.
I think we're gonna see some big team fight heroes then. Maybe
Yeah.
a Magnus then, maybe a Disruptor. They want to get that combo in with Darkseer.
Oh, we could see
Phoenix.
the Swindles Magnus again, yeah. we
Where?
certainly
What
could.
happened to
Oh, I guess
Phoenix?
for Darks it's unlikely.
Is Phoenix just an EG hero?
10
Nothing else?
seconds
Well, other
remaining.
teams play it, but I think...
I
I
think
mean,
it's-
it's not a bad hero for
5
sure.
seconds remaining.
Teams could certainly slide it in.
It's good with like a sieging core, and especially like these like strength cores that
Reserve
build
time.
Halberd. Like Halberd with it is extremely good.
Hey,
So SG takes the Omni Knight for themselves though.
Complexities
So.
Turn to pick.
okay, I'm liking that.
You did say Omni Knight. So.
Sure, sure. Well, yep, there's your aggression, and then followed up with 2 great stunners and magical damage. Pretty good. A good way to keep them on their toes. However, if Complexity is going the way that I think so, where they're going to pick a bunch of team fight
10
now that
seconds
they got rid
remaining.
of the silencer, could be pretty exciting.
5 seconds
Probably,
remaining.
I'm going to guess that they're going to pick that Magnus again, even though it didn't work out last
but
time.
they've got the Darks here.
Hey!
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Team fight.
Radiant
That's a
team
good
pick.
hero.
Shiva casually drinks her water. Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
I already knew this was coming.
Yum. How does the synergy between Phoenix and Darkseer work out? Because
You can get vacuumed away from the egg, but still
Away
in egg
from
range.
the
If you're
Turn
attacking
to
it, but
pick.
still in egg range.
Oh, you vacuum them in to stun them.
Or you vacuum them in if
Yeah.
they're
Whatever.
trying to
Drag
run
them into
away.
range of it, yeah.
Works both ways.
Vacuum into Fire Spirit. You hit everyone with 1 Fire Spirit.
Wow.
wow.
Well, just like yeah, it's just heavy team fight.
Damn, what's this
10
old combo? You guys
seconds
remember the OD Omni days?
OG Omni's
Yeah,
pretty
those days
nasty.
were
Pretty,
whoa,
pretty
5
dark.
seconds
very dark.
remaining.
Oh, hell yeah, there we
the
go.
Void
Radiant
Phoenix
team
combo
back.
and yeah, Safe Flame Void at that as well.
Void, I think only running Safe Blade Void works if you have a Darkseer. Because
Yeah.
you're able to get that like
good.
empowering from the Ion Shell.
Okay.
I mean, not only, but it's one of the best ways to kind of enable it to be not super weak, because your damage inside a Chronosphere
10
alone as a Void is
seconds
pretty
remaining.
minimal.
I'm kind of liking what Complexity is drafting here.
I don't know, Void is
5
just...
seconds
I feel like
remaining.
even with that around it, Void is such a hard hero to pull off.
They got the
It is.
damage also from the Ember, though.
Reserve
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a Faceless Void. This is a hero that just
Complexities
loses
turn to
games.
Is that an Enchantress ban?
The Enchantress ban.
Okay.
Worried about the lane stage a bit, I guess.
Yeah, I
but
guess so.
Looking at what Zfric might be playing with the
Yeah.
5-position Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, like the Earth Spirit's the one that stands out, but not
10
the
seconds
greatest with the
remaining.
Chrono. You can't really do anything, but you do have the Silence versus OD and versus Omni Knight can be pretty good.
5
It works well
seconds
with the
remaining.
Darkseer too. I'm thinking they want something that can pair and go to the off lane because that's the old combo I like seeing Complexity on. You know, Swindle Melons and
time.
Z-Freak, the brother duo with the Ion Shell pairing. So maybe like a Slardar, something like that. Slardar, Earth Spirit, something along those lines, or something that can commit with the Void.
Yeah, something that's going to help this Void do the damage because it's. Yeah, it takes a bit of time to get a bit of a punch on a faceless Void.
Both teams have very little, like straight up kind of physical objective taking damage right now.
Yeah,
Well, that
no
can be
one-
fixed
no
with
one's
the
had
last pick.
chance.
It can be fixed with the last pick.
But which pick would that be? I mean, Complexity is taking a long time to think about what to ban. What could they be debating?
I think you're looking at what, obviously what HFN's strong on.
the
What
last-
was he playing
He's
yesterday?
strong on a lot of heroes. He's a really
Played
good
Ursa
carry.
yesterday.
He played Lycan yesterday as well, didn't he? Did he play Lycan game?
That was they
that
played.
Lion?
No, that was Freedom who played the
Yeah,
Lycan.
they played against the
Lycan.
Lycan.
Played against the Lycan.
They lost against the Lycan.
They did. They got ran over pretty hard.
Wait,
yeah.
is Troll still there? Troll is still there.
Yes.
They could take Troll on SG.
Troll could be okay
Troll
for us,
OD on
yeah.
these very nice. Yeah, they banned the.
They actually banned the Lycan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, did HFN not play Lycan yesterday? Am I imagining it?
I can look it up. I have written everything
look,
down.
I think
I
we only
believe you
saw
guys,
one,
yeah.
right? I think it was only Freedom who ran the one Lycan.
Okay.
I want to say.
Yeah, I'm probably getting mixed up with that.
They don't really have anything to hit buildings with
10
yet, which
seconds
is where
remaining.
like Lycan type pick would be kind of nice.
I really getting the Troll for
5
SG would be
seconds
a
remaining.
nice way to end this up.
Did they just get like a Tusk here? The Tusk Phoenix duo, something like that?
Reserve
Not what the
time.
Tusk can do in the Corona though, really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just trying to think. Like I think it's gonna be one of those melee pairs with the Darkseer.
Yeah.
I mean, Disruptor would have been like probably like a CIS thing that they would pick to help out a lot. And they have the combo with the Darkseer, but that's not really an NA kind of thing to do, is grabbing the Disruptor. Although the Silence is very good versus the side of SG.
Witch Doctor's still there.
So they go for the Spirit
okay,
Breaker
they go
instead.
for one issues.
One of the
Radiant
pairs with
Okay.
the Ion Shell. There's a lot of different. I think they had a couple of different options, but this one at least lets them pressure a bit more in the laning phase.
I don't know if I like that. Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
This hero.
Juicy.
Necrophos.
This hero got buffed. 50% restoration
I
got buffed up to 70%. So
I do like that against the Void. I've got to say, I'm feeling that SG's draft could be pretty scary this game.
lots of sustain. OD Necro, infinite mana Necro.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Sounds cool.
I love
Alright.
Necro against Phoenix, too. That hero's always having to give up his own health all the time anyway. It's very easy to capitalize on that with such a small health pool, so I'm into it. I like it a lot. Nice Necro pick.
It's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah.
In the lane against Darkseer, you're getting harassed a lot. You heal up because you have your regen you get from your passives. So pretty cool.
Who do you think is going to take this? It's a tricky one to call, I think.
I'm gonna stick with Cole though. I think they got the team fight. You know, this Void Phoenix, the Darkseer with the Iron Shell putting on those heroes is a very good Ember game as well. So I'm gonna go Complexity.
It's one of the top 10 Necro Brown Boots Dagon players in the world. I gotta go with the Necro on this one. Tight build, tight hero. Go for it, buddy.
So yesterday when SG wasn't winning their games, it was mostly down to strategy, rather like playing the lineup that they had. Complexity has got decent lineups, but they haven't been able to play well enough to execute it properly. I'm thinking this time SG's got a proper lineup, and I think they're going to do it. So I think they're going to get their first win of DreamLeague here, but we're going to find out. It is over to OD Pixel and Fogged for Game 1 of the series.
So yeah, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the casting panel. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here with Fogged, and yeah, we're getting ready. This is going to be the second series of today, Complexity versus SG. And Complexity, they had a bit of a tough opening to the day, already of course dropping 2 games to Thunderbirds. This series, of course, has been mentioned, they're playing for the money here, $1,000 per win. So we'll see how they do. And indeed, Moo on the safe lane Void. Is it a good Void game, Fogged? Is this Void going to have a good time, or is he going to be a bit of an unhappy bunny?
Depends on how he gets like involved. I think he should have a pretty decent game though, getting enabled a lot. I think they have a lot of ways to make space for him too. This should be a really fun game, to be honest though. I haven't seen Necro play it actually at all on the new patch with the increased amplification on his Ghost Shroud. So it should be, could be pretty cool, especially with like the restoration amplification with Omni Knight too. if you get healed up with your Ghost Shroud, it does like 500 plus healing or 600 about healing onto the Necro. Or sorry, actually, that's completely wrong. Apologies. Never mind. Ignore that. That only the Necro's heals actually get amplified.
Sure, but I mean, even now,
but still,
it's still
there's
a lot. It's still a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways that you can like the duo kind of or the trio can kind of work. The Omni, OD, and Necro, they can really bully towers and have a lot of different amounts of sustain coming out from the three of them. So it's cool. It's gonna be definitely interesting playing versus like Void and Ember, having that Necro ultimate versus these two.
Yeah, Void, definitely a liability to getting blown up by that.
Why did I say that?
Ultimate. It's getting late for this.
It's not late.
But you still, I mean,
That's
even
cool,
without it, you know, the non-amplification of the other heals, it's still,
it's
it
still
all
strong.
adds up to be a lot in terms of keeping that Necro alive.
Yeah.
If he's frontlining it against, well, there is a fair bit of magic damage, but there's not really any sort of wham-bam burst other than a quick remnant jump in on top of you from the Ember Spirit. So
Yeah.
definitely chances to keep himself healed up.
The good thing is also sometimes the problem with Necro is that you don't have a defensive kind of thing. This time they not only do have the Omni Knight backing it up, they also have the OD. So if he does get caught inside the Chronosphere, they have to watch the way that they place it, because if he gets chronoed, he can just get Astral down and then the fight can get turned around pretty nicely. So we'll see how they execute it. It's really dependent a lot on how these Chronospheres are placed in the team fights.
Looks like we may have to remake the game here, as King RD is DC'd and unable to reconnect by the looks of it. So we'll be able to get ourselves a new lobby up and get a jump to. I imagine that's going to be the case. We'll see. Moo.
Thank you.
Thank
Keep
you.
me updated, please.
Keep me updated, please, says Moo.
Still disconnected. Oh,
Come on, King RD,
Thank
get
you.
himself. Oh, he's back. He's back. He
We're good.
managed to reconnect. He managed to get back in.
He's back.
He's back. Applause is
Thanks,
there
Jeff,
from
man.
Z-Freak. Moo asks, very diplomatically, is he ready? We'll be able to get a response for this very shortly. I believe HFN is the spokesman at the moment. And no response as of yet from SG Esports. Just some spamming of the noises. We're waiting for the words here. Moo has asked the question, yet to receive an answer from SG. We're waiting for this communication to come through. Build up, HFN has got the quad Midas. It's an unbeatable strat, and there we have no direct answer to Moo. Just the straightforward G is cool. So we're back in. But Moo may not be too happy with the end of that conversation.
Z-Freak just misclicked and ate his Fairy Fire by accident.
Oh, Z-Freak.
It looked like, I think he was trying to actually place another ward down, and he ate his Fairy Fire. Oops.
Oh.
70 gold down the drain.
Swindles celebrating about the matchmaking change here in this game.
Yeah, for those who didn't see the recent just implemented patch changes, apparently in the start of all pick now, there are 25 heroes that are banned out randomly at the start of the game before the banning phase.
Are you liking that change? It's
30 seconds to battle.
I don't know, give some variety at least in the games.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised as well if this is something, you know, that we've obviously seen in the past. Valve like to test things out, don't they?
Yeah.
Just to get results for whatever kind of scientific calculations they do behind the scenes. So it may not be here to stay, but
Maybe it's like we want to see
well,
new heroes in
chip ups, huh?
competitive games, so we're going to get rid of 25 random ones, so you have
Maybe
to play
so.
other ones.
yeah. They say it's random, but at Valve HQ, they've got some boys, you know, working on that. Boys and girls working on looking at it and saying, we're going to ban these heroes out from your games. And try and enforce a new meta. We'll see. We'll see how it changes. Your pub games, do let the world know how it's going. And of course, here we are though. Swindles is happy for the time being. We'll see if he's happy after the end of this game. $1,000 on the line for each of these matches. And
All eyes on
SG are ready to go.
On King RD and Z-Freak in this game for me, at least. King RD's been the absolute playmaker for SG, while Z-Freak always tends to be kind of like the big playmaker for Complexity. So we'll see how much they're able to actually do on these two heroes right away. King RD starting mid lane, bullying Firo a bit. Already an OD favored matchup, but with this coming out, it makes it even harder for the Ember Spirit.
Wow, poor old Firo, he just can't get himself a nice and easy mid lane today. He's had a lot of bullying come his way over the past couple of matches, and it looks like it's not going to end here in this series against SG.
Z-Freak right away, running down C4T. Zoning them off of the creep wave with that Ion Shell being used on him initially.
Yeah, I mean, these side lanes as well, do you feel there's going to be a team that does come out on top? Is one of the off lanes nastier than the other, would you say?
I mean, the Spirit Breaker Darkseer for sure. Yeah,
that's the
like,
danger lane.
Crystal Maiden doesn't really add too much to help. Of course, Necrophos having that increased sustain from Death Pulse when you last hit creeps, and also not being a melee hero, being able to last hit under without it being pressured from it is going to be decent, but yeah, they still are going to be able to pressure. And this Crystal Maiden, if he shows and doesn't have Frostbite up and isn't able to like stop the charge, he can get ran down very easily.
Right, top lane. Darvo coming out with the aggression, forcing Mood to back up. Firo already having to pop his first salve here in the mid lane. CS-wise, though, he's on par with Yodi. Yodi has got a fresh wave, though, coming in for the free farm under the safety of his own tower. Up top, King RD making the rotation. Eyes on to Jimmy and Moo, enabling Tava to play very aggressive there with his positioning, going right past the tower on the Omni Knight.
Once King RD gets his level 2, it puts a lot more pressure onto this safe lane, because Caustic is extremely potent versus both Phoenix and any melee hero. He's giving the rundown to Demon. He's got his level 2 now as well, so he can actually put more pressure onto that laning phase.
Yeah, being able to steal that bounty run away from Demon. Certainly did it for him. Moo eyeing up Tavo. Knows he can't really go in for the finishing blow with Purification at the ready on the Omni Knight. And Moo not wanting to time walk himself into an awkward position because of the presence of King RD up in that top lane, at least for the time being. Did head back over towards the mid. CS-wise, Moo still leading the way, 13 for 3. He's finding the farm, but as expected, Tavo also getting a fair few creeps out of this lane.
Yeah, I think King RD should just sit up here. He's actually commits to jump forward. King RD's trying to put some pressure to stun on him. They're going to do some damage here, but
Tavo actually pops the south there to try and enable him to chase this down, but they do not have enough damage to punch through Moo.
Demon, though, he did jump in. It looks like he was going to get brought down by the sun.
Yeah, they'll come in again with another Burrow Strike, and there we have it. King RD, you said he's the man to watch, and already proven to do so. Secures first blood. In fact, with that Purification, Moo, he has to get out of there. Time walks back. King RD's going to continue to play around with him. Moo will turn, try and chase down for the kill.
He's got mana soon.
Oh, and there we have
heal.
it. Beautifully done there by the two of the SG side. Tavo and King RD outplaying Complexity in that lane. Meanwhile, in the middle, Adriano, he's giving Firo the rundown. The charge will come through just in time.
Oh, the bash.
And in fact, with the Iron Shells as well, now it's Adriano in the awkward position. The creeps are holding Z-Freak back here.
Another charge in 3 seconds.
And he should have a good attempt at finishing this off. He is going to go
The
for
Ion
it.
Shell wore off,
Ooh.
but he also canceled this charge.
Yeah.
Oops.
Realizes it straight away that Z-Freak knows that he can't afford to go back in for that one. And Adriano just knows that he can play aggressive with a failed charge. No more Iron Shells to worry about. He can go back in. Firo hanging around on the lowest of health. Just be a little careful. Does now have the sound coming out.
HFN now doing just fine. As soon as the Spirit Breaker leaves bottoms, they stop that pressure onto him. He can free farm very nicely versus Darkseid with that increased regen that he gets from Death Pulse and from, of course, the kill regen that you get from killing any creeps.
Yeah, we're gonna see Z-Freak head back down to that bottom lane now, as as you mentioned. HFN are having a good time. They do want to try and slow him down a little bit.
What's King RD doing? He's just sitting around the mid lane now, trying to put more pressure onto Firo.
And it's going to work. I mean, Firo's going to allow himself to be tickled a little bit here by the SK. Forcing him back. He is out of regen, Firo. So he's not going to be too happy with the presence of this SK in the mid lane. He's level 5. So when he hits that 6, he'll be feeling a little more confident with his positioning on that middle. But for the time being, he is going to have to back up. Top lane, Jimmy, again, alongside Moo, trying to keep eyes on Tavo, but as we've seen before, this is a very hard lane for Complexity to play around.
Yeah.
As we saw before, Tavo +1, plus King RD. Suddenly it's Moo that has to be very careful with his positioning, and really can't afford to play aggressive, because these two will outplay him, and Moo taunting himself back to the tier 1 there. Very nicely done.
Yeah, Phoenix doesn't really give too much in this type of lane, because if he gets stunned up, he can get brought down quite easily. But here we go, more pressure coming onto the Moo. He should be able to time walk most of that damage away.
But even just using that pressure to keep him away from the side pull that they make, making him think twice before coming in for a bit of action. And this will secure a nice bit of XP and gold for them. King RD up again just to force back anyone's presence. Jimmy has to dive away, as he knows a quick Burrow Strike and a Purification can put him in a pretty dangerous position. And they go again with the Iron Shells in the charge. They'll bring him down. Z-Freak making some strong movements with the presence of Swindle Melon's Iron Shells. And movements that they really do need to make Complexity at this stage. They're having trouble on the top lane. They need to make things happen elsewhere.
Yeah, all 3 lanes are actually a bit problematic. I mean, Moo's still farming is the good thing, but the problem is that Tavo is also completely free farming. up there. And he's, I mean, Moo's still getting pressured a good amount. Swindle bottom lane. HFN trying to go for a dive here, but no, he lives with about 50 HP. Thank you to that raindrop. So third pick of Necro in 7.06.
Talking about the Necro, I think he may be quite dead here. There's a charge coming in. Viro setting up here from the Invis rune, and there is no escape for HFN as the bash comes through for Z3 again. And Dark Seer Spirit Breaker combo proven to be pretty strong, especially when backed up by a Wandering Ember Spirit.
Yeah, Z-Freak's almost level 6 already. It's actually the same level as Swindle.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been having some good movements. Both of the, as you said, the ones to watch, Z-Freak and King RD have certainly been making the plays early on. But yeah, experience-wise, certainly favouring out of the Spirit Breaker. Trying to see what he can get from this side pull being made once again by SG. Bottom lane, CM's been caught out again, in with the charge. Very, very tried and tested combination, and it continues to work out. Spirit Breaker with the Iron Shell. At this stage of the game, if you're SG, you have to be so careful about just showing on your own, as Z-Freak will be straight there.
I liked Firo's movements too. Like mid lane, he's already getting pressured pretty heavily. His CS was suffering, so why not just make moves to the enemy safe lane? And HFN takes a page out of that book and moves toward top to pressure Moo's lane even more. They want to be able to siege this tower as quick as possible. They do have the charge coming out to onto King RD here. There's a rotation coming in as well from Phoenix.
Yeah, mass TPs as well.
Mass TPs. Trying to secure Moo's lane. Moo is also level 6 too. He's got the Chronosphere online.
Let's see what his plan is. Looking for an opening. There's the charge onto King RD. Burrow strikes away. They need to get that catch on him, and he's going to be jumped forward upon by the remnants from Firo, and that will be enough to take down the SK. But SG get the rest out of there. That was a 4-hero rotation, so you're leaving your mid lane open for the OD to continue to farm. Bottom lane, though, Swindles does stay down there, so at least he's able to make something out of the space that's being forced up on top.
Their damage in the Chronosphere early on is not good at all. Like, he has to be Ion Shelled, and there has to be like a Phoenix Sunray or like Phoenix in the area to at least contribute damage to that one. Because if he just Chronos, there's really like nothing that they can get a kill out of that with. They're looking for Moo. They know he jumped into the trees there. King already scouting for him.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
so much pressure for Moo here now, with the way that SG have moved themselves up to this top lane. As he is just having to time walk deeper and deeper. They've got eyes on him again.
Melons and Firo, though, making the rotation. There's an Arcane Rune Ember Spirit.
And that comes in with the chains onto the Necro. HFN, can he get himself out? Will be chased down. The heal, buying him some time, but Moo jumps forward with the time walk. Will take down the Necrophos. Look at the bash through onto the CM. There's the Chrono to follow through with the Flame Guard, double Iron Shells. There's more than enough damage. They set it up perfectly, Complexity, and they shut down SG's attempt to get something done on that top lane and send them back to base.
HFN got caught going too far past the tower, but yeah, nice rotation coming out from Complexity reading that. Adriano just sits mid, he wants to farm up that Midas.
Yeah, here we have again. As we can see what we got, the Iron Shell on the Ember Spirit, Iron Shell on the Spirit Breaker, Flame Guard. That's the damage, you know, it's there, and it's exactly what they need, because as you mentioned, without it, there's not a lot. I do need that, and well, King RD kills himself.
He was trying to clear a troll camp, and I guess he
did he have
died.
the internet issue? Oh no, wait, it's Adriana that's gone.
I think he just underestimated damage. He had wand charges too.
He did. I mean, I'd say he wanted to quit. He didn't have any money really on him. Yeah. So maybe just wanted the free trip back to base, but still that extra. I mean, respawn time is not nice.
He died, and then his caustic killed the camp. So I think he just like miscalculated the amount of damage. And
it was close.
It's a slight mistake.
Slight mistake.
He can have some of those, you know. It's King RD. He doesn't make those too often. But take a look at that though. That was very good comeback for Complexity though. That kind of rotation coming up from Firo.
Oh, there we go. We got the replay here.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, it was. I mean, I think he knew he was going to die. There's definitely at least a second where he realized, oh boy, I messed up.
Oops. Slight mistake.
But it's whatever. As I say, wasn't stockpiling a lot of gold. He's only out for 20. He's fine with that. Top, Moo. Continue to play around with Tavo.
SG is going for the full farming type of orientated build. They've got the Midas coming out on Omni Knight soon bottom lane. HFN, again, getting caught up by the rotations from Firo. Firo's just on point with his rotations.
Yeah, really nice. As we're seeing that he needs to as well, but at the same time when he does, the rotations are pretty easy for him to pull off against this Necro.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can do anything. Of course, with the build as well, still to yet put points in the Ghost Shroud, but of course with the damage that Complexity have, Ghost Shroud it's not going to save you anyway in these situations. So it's understandable why HFN's gone for the skill build that he has.
He's just getting caught too far up. Every single time I've seen him die, he's actually like at a tower or past a tower. The only time he can really be at a tower or past a tower is if he's around his Omni Knight. And Tabo also went for a very greedy build on the Omni Knight. He didn't get a single point in the repel. He's 4-0-3. So 3 points in degen aura.
That's pretty interesting considering how big repel will be in these games.
Yeah.
You know, if someone gets caught in a chrono, if you're able to throw in a repel from the sidelines, they're not going to die in that chrono at this stage of the game because there is very little physical on the lineup of Complexity, and it's especially physical that they can throw in from the sidelines of a chronosphere. You know, with only the Phoenix that can throw some fireballs in with the right clicks.
It is definitely a bit surprising. Z-Freak moving top, Invis Rune, able to break the smoke from SG, get eyes on them as well. The Iron Shell's not going to come out.
Oh, the Invis Iron Shell. Here we go.
King RD.
Slowly killing King RD.
He didn't realize it at first.
He didn't. I think he realized a little too late. He was like, hang on, my life is disappearing before my eyes. Jump forward for Moo. He's going to be able to find the two-man chronosphere. They need to get the damage in somehow. Triple Remnant forward. That'll certainly do it. Bringing HFN down low. Not quite low enough. Repel's there this time from the Omni. He's now put a point into it. They'll back off, get themselves away from the egg. And at the end of the day, it's a pretty successful disengage from SG after the chrono. As we saw that if kind of the setup isn't perfect for Complexity, it's hard for them to get the damage out during it.
All right, Adriano switched his build up. He went for, didn't go for the Midas first build. He just rushed the Force Staff. He saw that they're kind of, I think this is the right approach. He saw that they're kind of getting like ran at a lot by this Ember Spirit, and he's not able to get involved if he goes Midas. So if he goes Force Staff, he can actually help his teammates out. Am
I being really dumb? Or is this a bit of a difference there with the Ember Spirit, taking the damage over the Spell Amp, or is that what you do nowadays?
Oh, he's changing it up.
I was going to say, that's not me, but that you do still take the Spell Amp, right? If normally for the Magic build.
Yeah, I mean, it just recently got changed, so we haven't seen like a crazy amount of games on this patch, but yeah, I've still been seeing people always grabbing up the 8 spell amplification. Oh,
so plus 30 damage.
I used to see Miracle be one of the players that actually took the damage on the Ember Spirit for a while, but he even changed it up to go for the spell amp. Top lane, another charge coming out to Adriano. He used Astral aggressively.
And also around him, he does have the backup of the Omni Knight. Is it going to be enough to help save him? The triple Remnant burst coming in. Repel comes out. Is it going to save him for the right clicks of Z-Freak? They'll take a mana down. They've got the change connection onto the Omni. They'll pick up a second. Complexity taking the 2 of SG down.
Complexity playing much better as a team overall. Their movements are like 3 people committing over and over again while SG's getting caught.
Oh, down bottom. They want to go in here with the epicenter. Swindles tried to drag him away with the vacuum and surge out, but he's not going to make it. He's gone. Z-Freak tried to come in to save him. He's going to be chased down by HFN, who now has the ultimate ready to go. Is he going to use it? No, he doesn't. He wants to hold on to it. Doesn't feel like it's worth throwing it down on the Spirit Breaker. Didn't need it anyway, as they'll get themselves the kill. So yeah, Z-Freak trying to do his best to save Swindles there, but not a lot that he could do, and it cost him his life at the end of the day. But so yeah, with the plus 30 damage, do you imagine we're going to see a difference in the Ember's build? Could it be that he goes for the old school Battle Fury build because they have this Chronosphere and because it is the physical damage they lack to throw into it? Could they be trying something that different, Fog?
I mean, maybe. I've yet to see it. You know, I haven't seen it in a long time. I'd like to see it. He's got a Blink and a Boots Travel queued up for his next 2 items.
Really, yeah, showing,
nothing telling yet.
Yeah, nothing telling as of the time.
That'd be cool, though. I'd like to see some change-ups.
People
trying stuff
What have we got going on Moo? Because I saw you had the Perseverance. Is it going to be the Lincolns or is it going to be Battle Fury for himself?
I'd like Lincolns this game a lot.
I guess definitely against the Necro and such.
Versus Necro versus Sand King versus CM. Just very good spells that he can block.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe he goes for the Battle Fury too. Maybe he wants to have that type of greed. We saw No-Tail building the Battle Fury on the Void all the games that they played. So
they did lose that game.
They did. But he queues up Lincolns.
A Void. And as much as I was sitting at home and going, come on No-Tail, win a game with Battle Fury Void, it didn't happen.
They have won games on it before though when he did that.
They have.
Yeah.
They have, that's true.
SG now. Going for a oriented smoke to try to pressure the tower. walking into all of Complexity's heroes. Uh-oh.
Adriano straight up into it there. He jumps into the midst of it all. They try and go for a freezing field, but Moo comes out with the chrono. The vacuum's there onto 2. Sanity to Eclipse from Adriano comes out. They've got the GA and the repel, keeping the OD alive. And SG Esports ready to get aggressive. There'll be a charge forward from Z-Freak. Triple remnant burst, bringing the OD down low, but the burst strike from 2 comes out on King RD. He jumps forward with the Epi, cleans up a 3rd, and they may not be done yet. They're looking for Swindles. Swindles will get himself away for the time being. But, I mean, SG starting a fight in true SG fashion. I mean, they're just forcing up in the high ground. OD just putting himself on the front lines, and it pays off. He trusts in the OD and the Necrophos to keep him alive. And it really does work out there for SG. Very nicely done.
King RD stunning the Phoenix instantly, and then him getting bursted down by the Necro ulti, the Reaper Scythe. They don't have Phoenix for that extra team fight. And then Tabo's positioning on the Omni Knight there was perfect. He gets the GA, the repel onto the OD, and then the GA as well. And then the extra sustain coming out from both of them. Just able to tip him off, and just not enough damage coming out of Complexity to go through all that just yet. Very nice play though, coming out from them.
Yeah, again, 60 minutes in, it's looking pretty hot for SG at the moment with the size that this OD is amassing to and the draft that they have to enable him to really feel the power at this stage of the game. Blink Dagger now done for King RD, so...
He's got it early.
Yeah, they're ready to rock and roll. SG's lineup, if they 5-man, it's definitely at a strong point in comparison to that of Complexities at this stage of the game.
That is what we did touch on that like slightly in the panel, you know, the OD Essence Aura is very good with Necrophos and with Omni Knight, having infinite sustain coming out from both of them. Now King RD. Does he have the Blink Dagger delivered? No, he doesn't have it just yet. It's at base. And the split push is coming out from Moo and from...
Fear has to be so careful. A Blink Burst Strike and an ultimate from the Necro could end him. And I think that might just happen here, straight in, and there we have it. He's down for 55 seconds. Not expecting the Blink to be there on King RD and didn't expect that sort of jump. And now you're down an Ember. Oh, wait, he didn't even need it.
Yeah,
oh, there we go. He fooled even me.
Yeah. Complexity was just trying to stall there as best as possible. The only way that they can really take fights at this moment in time is when they have Chronosphere up. And Chronosphere was down. They were just trying to defend the tower with whatever they could throw at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, SG is...
Swindles, he's dead.
SG
he is dead.
Really leading the charge right now. Complexity.
Hashtag Swindles Bible Thump Presser. Poor lad. He's down on
Poor lad.
It's looking really good for SG, you gotta say. And Moo, he's got to get himself away from that. There's not a lot he can do on his own about this Necrophos.
Yeah, I mean, this OD is the big problem. They really have nothing to really kill him. Whenever like Omni Knight's sitting behind him, they don't have the potential to bring him down. HFN and C4T look to be in a little bit of a precarious positioning. Maybe right now.
We'll see what they can do here. Complexity. Jimmy comes through with the Supernova. Charge straight onto the CM. Looking for the easier target. They'll get it. They'll take down C4T. HFN already on the retreat. King RD. He's revving up the epicenter. He's ready to jump in with the blink, but can't find the vision on Pharaoh. Jukes him out the tree line, so King RD not wanting to commit with the Burrow Strike.
They don't have their Omni Knight. No. And his TP's on cooldown.
Dangerous.
They didn't want to overcommit too hard there.
And that War Jet, indeed. Complexity having all the info they need on the status of this area of the map. Move up to the top lane. Nearly has the money for that ultimate orb. Once he gets that Lincolns, he's going to feel a lot more confident around the map. As still getting blown up by the Necrophos by HFN is definitely the big issue at this stage.
They still have to watch themselves though. Like Complexity really needs to play as a full unit, while SG can go for these kind of pickoffs here with the Sanking over and over again.
And there we have it as well, SG. 19 minutes in, we've got the Blink Dagger complete on Omni as well. So again, making it that harder for Complexity to find the kills because he can be much more relaxed with his positioning and look to just come in with the last minute saves. And it's going to be very hard for Complexity to stop that sort of play. They have got, obviously Z-Freak on the Spirit Breaker, they've got the vision, they can look to try and lock him down, but if you're making a beeline for the Omni, there's going to be the Necrophos. I mean, even the OD, you know, at the moment, the guy at the top of the net worth, he can save each other as well. He's got that Astral and make it very hard for Complexity to get kills in the Chrono. Unless Moo, you know, catches at least, 3-4 of these heroes.
Yeah, I love the Blink pickup on the Omni. I think it's absolutely perfect versus Void. Mid lane, C4T, gonna pay with his life, but now the rotation's coming in from SG.
Adriano will get the catch onto the Spirit Breaker. HFN coming in. Is he going to pop the ult for this one? He will. No messing around. They'll take the Spirit Breaker off the map for 50 seconds. King RD, is he going to want to chase this? He's got the blink available, but it would be flying up into the shrine. A little bit risky here for SG. They've got the Chronosphere on Complexity. Moo, he's eyeing it up. He's going to try and make a go for it, but he only gets the OD. HFN's going to be outside of, yeah, Tavo there as well. You're not killing this OD with that Chronosphere. Now Moo just has to get out. They'll pop the Supernova, but they can turn towards this. The GA's out. SG feeling pretty healthy at the moment. The Vacuum Wall's been dropped, but it's Complexity that are having to make the retreat. The Sanity Eclipse comes out. SG moving for more. Take down Moo. Time Walk is not enough to save him, and Firo's in trouble as well. Throws a Remnant down to low ground, but he's not going to be able to disjoint that right click as it flies through from Adriano. Triple kill for the OD. And I've got to say, unfortunately for Complexity, this could be a third loss today as SG Esports are playing this absolutely fantastically. And again, it's just the draft, I feel, as well. SG, they had a plan this game, and they have executed it absolutely to the T. 20 minutes in, hitting all the timings that they need to, grouping up, playing as a team, and Complexity, I mean, Faceless Void, man, it's a Faceless Void for them.
Yeah. There's no real like specific thing that the Void actually like counters either. Like usually it's like time dilation's pretty good versus something on the enemy team, but in this game, time dilation's not very good versus anything that they kind of have. Adriano now.
Yummy, yummy. Oh,
he's dead? He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. He is dead.
48 stolen intelligence right now. And they're already claiming a Rax. It's 20 minutes in. Like, the Complexity lineup depends so much on their ultimates. They just used their ultimates the last fight, and they lost it in very hard fashion.
I mean, we saw yesterday, you know, SG, they had some great beginnings of games, and then it ended up making a few mistakes and losing them at the end of the day. I don't see them making a mistake big enough to lose this one. They're so far ahead. They've got such a great draft and lineup for this stage of the game. And you know, Complexity, it's all falling apart for them. Off the back of that death early in the mid lane, you know, Void Moo goes straight for picking up the recipe, was unable to pick up the ultimate orb at the time. Now he's got the gold for it. He's got to get himself out to that shot, but again, bottom lane, you know, look who's there. SG Esports already up on the high ground and looking to take a second lane of action.
Yeah, they just perched this Necro and the OD up in the front lines.
Yeah.
They know actually now the ultimates on Complexity are back online, so they need to watch it a little bit, but Tavo, with that Blink Dagger, he can just sit really far back. Same thing with King RD. If you look at their position, the three kind of like
who's initiating
supporters, there's no way to really catch
no
the
one wants
fight.
to jump in here on Complexity. They know that if they go forward, they're pretty much well as dead. They'll pop the Supernova. They will try and make it up, but King RD, very nice Burrow Strike, holds back the Spirit Breaker. They'll just walk away from the ultimate there. The Phoenix isn't going to catch any of them in that stun. The Courier only just actually getting back there. Nearly actually dies as it flies across some of SG. Will deliver the Lincoln Sphere. But, I mean, great for Moo. Now he won't die to Reaper's Scythe, but he's not going to be killing anyone anytime soon.
They don't have Egg now. Like, that's one of their big team fight abilities. Like, he just went in and egged. The way you want to use Egg is like as a counter initiation kind of tool. You can't just jump in and use it like that. Epicenter coming out.
Ready to jump forward with the Epicenter. They'll start to steal up the int. Sanities is dropped, moves down for 50 seconds. Z-Freak pops the Shrine, but this is going to hurt. Those right clicks from the OD flying through, forcing them back. The ult's there, drop down onto the Ember Spirit. A 4-man Vacuum Wall combo will do absolutely nothing at this stage of the game with the lead that SG have. And I'm pretty sure we can expect to see the double Gs come out on the screen as SG have just dominated this game. 23 minutes in, cleaning up the second set of racks. And it's going to be feeling pretty good for them. They had a tough day yesterday, SG, but already on the verge of bagging themselves $1,000 with this win. And there's another game to play after this one. But as of the time being, Complexity will hold on. Not looking to tap out as of yet. But this game, if Complexity could bring it around with this lineup, I am going to be absolutely gobsmacked. That will be quite something to witness. Because this poor old Moo on that Void, it's such a hard hero to bring a game back that you're losing this much at this stage of the game. I mean, what do? You Chronosphere, you stop time, but you're not going to be able to turn time.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult for them to come back. Like, there's just too much sustain coming out from the outside of SG. The way Complexity takes a fight, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be absolutely perfect, and then even if it's perfect, it's just there's so much different ways for the SG to kind of like turn it around. Omnet even picking up now an Aether lane, so he's going to be sitting even further back. Like I don't know. It's super hard for them to really catch the proper fight here.
There we go. This could be the last-ditch smoke attempt from Complexity to try and make something big happen. They smoked to Roche and backed out, maybe checking if SG were doing it. They're not going to find it. SG are playing safe and sensible as well.
Yeah.
Aware that that sort of movement is likely to be coming out from Complexity at this stage of the game, and doing their best to make sure that they're not caught out by it. And you know, they really need to be massively caught out by it for it to work out for Complexity. But Complexity, again, next smoke, they are going to try and make the movement again. They need the perfect chrono. They need something incredible from Moo. He's got a good vision, and he's got the good position on the high ground, drops it, gets the chrono out onto 2. The CM falling low. They'll get themselves 1. OD walks into the chrono. They've got the control on King RD, but he still gets the burst strike out. GA comes through. The Necrol's there, though, straight down onto the Ember Spirit. He's out of the fight. And Moo, it's just not the dream chrono. They needed something insane. They didn't get it. Moo gets closed in upon again. The epicenter bringing him down low. We'll get the chance to time walk out, but the force is there from Adriano. They'll bring him down. Melon's lucky enough to TP away just in time. But again, an attempt, sort of a last chance attempt from Complexity, and they end up losing both of their cores. Moo and Firo to hit the sidelines. And it's another successful fight for SG. They keep strong control of the lead that they have. And yeah, Complexity, it's getting to the point where it's almost impossible for them to be able to do anything. There's Aghanims complete now on HFN, who's been having a fantastic game, 14k net worth. The applause comes out from King RD. No sad trombones today, as we were hearing yesterday. Spirits are high for SG.
Yeah, I mean, they have, at this point, they're quite overfarmed. Of course, 20,000 gold lead at the 20-minute mark is very hard to kind of come back from. But they also, the amount of damage from Complexity in the Chronosphere is just so minimal.
RD just jumps forward. Sanity's just dropped. Adriano burst them down. Beyond godlike on the OD. 11-2-6 this game.
Very nice game. Like, game plan coming out from SG overall.
The head shake from King RD. He can't believe it. Him and the boys have played beautifully here in this game 1. And there's going to be another game between these two teams. We'll see if they can do a bit of a repeat. But as we're seeing, definitely still feeling like Complexity trying out a lot of different things. You know, this game, they tried out the Void, and it just didn't work. We saw them try out the Zeus earlier today. But definitely testing the waters here, using these games to try as much as they can. Hero may even just die in the fountain. It's going to be close. He will survive.
20 more in, though. Full Hex now finished up onto Adriano as well.
The final wombo combo. They're going to try for it, Complexity. Adriano just jumps in and forces back. Oh no, the Hex is instantly there onto the Phoenix. Jimmy's out and down. Jump forward there with the Burrow Strike. They will get the 4-man vacuum into the charge. Triple Remnant forward. But the Chronos, well, do they have the damage to get these kills? They brought down the SK, but the heals in return, allowing Adriano to get a triple, get an ultra, give that man the rampage. They won't let him. They'll GG out before he gets the chance to. Z-Freak TP's back to base. Rampage denied, but the win certainly will not, as SG pretty much walking away from this one from the laning stage. The game being a pretty straightforward walk in the park with them. They had the draft, and they just played really well today, SG. None of the mistakes that we kind of saw them make yesterday. As a team, there were, you know, sometimes where we were seeing, you know, King RD having a great laning stage, but then slipping up in the mid game. But this time it was just great. It was just great coordination and a lineup that it seemed like SG were very comfortable with.
Yeah, HFN, his first 3 deaths of the game were his only 3 deaths. So right after he started playing a bit too far aggressive without his team backing him up, they started playing a much more team-oriented game on the side of SG. Complexity needed to have like perfect execution with their kind of team fight, but SG just had way too much sustain and aggression coming out from them after the laning phase, with that OD being so massive, and going for that 4-staff first, I think was perfect. Yeah.
Very smart optimization for Adriano. But again, there we have it. Another quick game here today at DreamLeague.
Yeah, 20-minute games.
Doing it there for the side. So game 2 round the corner. We could definitely expect to be, again, see an interesting trial for Complexity. I'm sure they'll try something different. We're not going to see the Void. That's off the list. Zeus is off the list. You know, they're trying these strats. They're ticking them off. And we'll see what they have in store against SG. And if SG can get themselves a sweep, as we said, not doing anything for the standings in terms of qualifying these two teams out, but $1,000 a game, that's a lot of money to play for. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back after this short break.